Hi, Jesse with etrailer. Today we'll be taking a look at and I'll show you how to install the Curt fifth wheel and gooseneck custom wiring harness on our 2019 Ford F-250 Super Duty. Here at the shop we will almost always recommend an in-bed wiring kit such as this one. Anytime you're adding a gooseneck or a fifth wheel to your truck, it just makes things a lot easier. We even have customers that originally opt not to get this added, but then a couple times hooking up to their trailer and trying to get their cord into the bed, they decide to get this added on. One really nice thing about this kit is it wires in line with your factory 7-way. What that means is not only can you use your in-bed wiring, say if you're towing a fifth wheel camper, but also on another day you're towing a regular trailer, you can still use your factory 7-way plug down below. All in all, this kit is just here to make your life easier. If you're towing a fifth wheel, you're probably used to taking your wiring harness from your kingpin, then draping it over your tailgate and plugging it in down below, which might scratch up your tailgate. I've seen a lot of trucks out there with scratched up tailgates for that very reason. So this kit just makes it easier. You just take your harness, plug it in right there. It's as easy as that. As far as install goes, it's really a simple process. They give you everything you need to just plug into your factory 7-way. The only real installation part that you need to do is cut a hole for your 7-way to plug into and then drill a few screws there. If that's not something that you're looking to do yourself, then feel free to check out our dealer locator. However, if you do want to see how we got this one set up today, feel free to follow along. First step of our installation will be to find a place to mount our 7-way. I know that our wiring harness is right below here, so we'll have plenty of length of wire, and I think it'll look just fine right here. It'll be easy to access and it's not in the way of anything. So we'll just grab our 1" and 1/8 hole saw. I'll just get to drilling here. Just make sure there's no wires or anything behind you. I've already checked for that, so we should be good. Once we have our hole cut out, we'll come back through with a file just to smooth out those edges to make sure that nothing scratches our wires or our plug. Now we can slide our 7-way into place, try to get it as level as possible, and then we'll mark each of our holes. You could use a center punch, but I found with this bed liner, they don't really mark good enough to where I feel confident about seeing it. So this marker will make it a lot easier. So we'll take that back off, and then we'll need to drill a few holes. Now for these holes, you could drill some smaller holes and use the included self-tappers, but our kit also comes with these well nuts, which I prefer. So we'll need a 3/8 hole for these. But first I'll drill a smaller pilot hole through the center of each of my marks. Now we'll just push all of our well nuts into those holes we drilled. Now we'll take our harness. This end is going to feed down to our factory 7 pole. So the way you feed this through this hole is take this plug and send it through. It matches up almost perfectly, and then follow it up with the larger plug. Just kind of feed both of them down below. Get that fed through almost all the way. Just take this end and we'll plug this into our 7-way plug. Just firmly push it in, make sure it's all clicked in. Feed the rest of our wire through. Get that put through our hole there, and then we'll get our screws started. Now we'll tighten all of our screws down with a Phillips screwdriver. While you're tightening it down, it might help to push on your 7-way connector. That'll keep those well nuts from spinning while you're threading in. We'll just get all these tightened down, and then we'll go down below and get our harness plugged in. Now we're under the truck and at our factory 7-way here. We'll just have to unplug this. So push in on the pin and pull your plug out. I actually ran our wiring harness up above the frame, just keep it out of the way. And right now we have our spare tire removed. Most likely recommend to do that before you get under here. So to plug this in, we actually have to kind of rotate it because we need this push pin to be lined up with this tab here. So it's kind of awkward, but just rotate it, push that till it clicks, then take our other end and we'll plug it into this. So once we have all that plugged in, I'll just come through and clean up all of our extra wire, get it out of the way. Now with everything hooked up, we can plug in our tester to make sure everything's working properly. If you don't have a tester, we do have them available here at etrailer, or last resort you could hook up to your trailer. But I'll just run through all of our lights real quick. This should be the left turn, the right turn. I have the tail lights on and the brake lights. Now that we have everything tested, I'd recommend you also test your factory 7-way just to ensure that that's still working the way it did before. But other than that, that's going to do it for our look at and installation of the Curt custom wiring harness extension on our 2019 Ford F-250 Super Duty.